They are the Insiders. Pierre, LeBrun in studio. Darren Dreger joins us from his home office. And gentlemen, free agency opens up in 2 weeks. Senior hockey reporter Frank Saravalli unveiled his trade bait list. And guys, Patrik Laine cracks the top 5. Darren, are the Jets serious about potentially moving him?
Absolutely, they're serious. Look, I mean, Patrik Laine's name on the trade bait board isn't just eye candy or speculative. The Winnipeg Jets know what their needs are. They need a number 2 center, and they need to bolster the top 4 on their blue line. And Kevin Cheveldayoff, the general manager there, can't solely rely on free agency. What's curious about this, though, is that there hasn't been a lot of action around Patrik Laine. I mean, everyone in the National Hockey League can recognize that he is a star winger, so maybe clubs don't believe that he is available, or they're concerned about the economics moving forward as well, be it an extension or what an arbitration case for Patrik Laine might look like after next season. One way or another, Cheveldayoff is listening on Patrik Laine.
One team that has some interest in Patrik Laine at some level is the Columbus Blue Jackets, Dregs. Of course, they got ample salary cap room. They lost a big-time offensive threat a year ago when Artemi Panarin walked into free agency and never really replaced him. So, and certainly Jarmo Kekalainen has some insight on Patrik Laine. But what is the price? And I think they're kind of sitting in the weeds right now because of that. The Carolina Hurricanes, I'm told, are a team that have had a conversation with the Winnipeg Jets about Patrik Laine, but it didn't get very far. I don't know that the Hurricanes feel there's a fit there at this point. A team that could certainly use some elite scoring on their top line would be the Montreal Canadiens, but I'm told at this juncture that the Montreal Canadiens don't intend to get in on the Laine sweepstakes.
All right, then let's move to number 2 on Frank's list, Matt Dumba. We've heard how high Craig Button is on this 26-year-old right-handed D-man. Darren, what do you think the Wild are asking for Dumba, and could the price be too high?
Well, it could be. In a perfect world, Billy Guerin would love to land a number 1 center, even a number 2, and that doesn't appear to be reality at this point, unless something situationally changes. So Guerin is at least willing to listen to a softer deal, and that's future considerations. It would have to be a higher first-round draft pick and a good young NHL roster player. And the flip side is the Minnesota Wild could hold on to Matt Dumba. They are not giving him away unless the asking price is met.
Alex Pietrangelo found himself on Frank Saravalli's trade bait board, and you may ask why. I mean, he's a UFA on October 9th. Why would you trade for him? Well, you trade for him if you're a cap-challenged team that thinks that getting the 8th year in that contract will make that much of a difference on the AAV. And certainly, if the Blues cannot break the stalemate with Alex Pietrangelo, I do believe that they will entertain offers on a sign-and-trade involving Alex Pietrangelo. It's a complicated thing. I've been hoping for one for years. John Tavares and the Leafs talked about it a couple of years ago. It didn't happen. Let's see if it does this time around.
Here's an interesting story. Washington Capitals captain Alex Ovechkin a year away from being an unrestricted free agent. And Pierre, it looks like Ovechkin is going to do all the work himself to negotiate a new deal?
Well, I guess he's got to do what his buddy Nick Backstrom did. Backstrom, as you may recall, negotiated and signed his own extension back in January with the Capitals. Well, I'm told that Alex Ovechkin is representing himself. There's no lawyer that he brought in. There's no one else in the room. It's just him talking to the Caps front office right now. We'll see if he gets a deal done this offseason. But there have been preliminary discussions about the future, about what a future contract could look like for him. And it's him handling it by himself.
And with the Stanley Cup now just days away from being awarded, the question is, when are we going to be back on the ice? Darren, the NHLPA will no doubt play an active role in some of the crucial decisions for the opening of the new season. What steps are they taking to get ready for that?
Well, the NHLPA, Gino, is creating a committee as we speak, no different than the return to play committee prior to the National Hockey League getting back onto the ice. I'm told NHL players will once again be involved, and they'll begin negotiations with the National Hockey League at the conclusion of the Stanley Cup final to go through a myriad of challenges that they face before they drop puck on 2020-21.
And when we do come back, what's that going to look like? The league is saying no way to a season-long bubble, but fans in the stands, cross-border travel, a lot of decisions to be made before we come back.